research question was, what apps and websites can I use in my art classroom that will allow the students to gain exposure to and inspiration from different kinds of art and artists? I had very little background on this, not background knowledge on this topic, just some random internet surfing. After some initial exploration at the wealth of options in art creation, artist tools, art games, and art history education, I decided to look at sites that were associated with museums. These sites have the mission to show people art, and they allow a close-up look and give students exposure to the vast landscape of art history. The first website I explored was MetKids from the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. It is a veritable treasure trove of information about the considerable amount of art within its walls. It is geared toward elementary age kids, and they can access this art through 3 different menus: the map, the time machine, and videos. The map was the most fun way to engage with this website. There are hundreds of links to specific works of art indicated by these red dots, and when you click on those dots, there are many facts and activities associated with each work. Other websites I explored were the National Gallery of Art, which has interesting options for the art educator, including lesson plans, images, and resources such as downloadable books. I looked at the National Gallery of Art in London, which has a fun picture of the month feature and lesson plans for teacher. And I looked at the Museum of Modern Art, which doesn't have much on the site geared toward educators, but one can access images and virtual tours of their shows. The website I ended up being most excited by is Google Arts and Culture. Though not associated with a specific museum, they do share artwork from more than 1,200 museums around the world. The visuals on the website are mind-blowing, and the resolution of the images is incredible, allowing for zooming in on artwork to the maximum degree, just like you were standing in front of it, able to put your nose to the glass. The menu here on the left is here on the left, and if you scroll down to collections, there you can find the hundreds and hundreds of art museums. For example, one can visit the Uffizi Gallery, where you can find stories, which are quick, short, educational slideshows. There are collections, and then the artwork themselves, and finally down at the bottom, one can even take a virtual tour of the Uffizi Gallery with Street View. And just to give you an example of the visuals, the quality of the images, you can zoom right in and just look at the detail, which is just amazing. Other ways to explore what's on Google Arts and Culture is through themes, experiments, through artists, mediums, art movements, historical events, historical figures, and places. The mind reels. I think that possibilities in the classroom are endless. For example, say we are exploring Impressionist art. How fun would it be to take the kids on a virtual tour of the Orangerie in Paris? I think many of you could find content here that would engage your students, especially those of you in ELA and social studies. In conclusion, I learned that there are many rich resources that can expose kids to art and artists. I learned that spending an hour a week would be an excellent practice for keeping up to date on the technology out there. And finally, I learned that if I'm ever going to master these, I need to be ready to invest time in that pursuit, and as Gonzalez says, get my hands dirty and give it a try. Thanks.